Bandidos, what up? Welcome back to part 2, day 2 of our new player or returning player experience of the Division 2. So the idea of this video or series of live streams is to start from the very beginning, which we did on day 1, and work our way all the way through to where a player needs to be in order to be ready for the new Brooklyn DLC. That's because we're going to get a lot of people coming back to the game to experience this DLC, and they're going to be in random places and some new players too, which we're already getting. So I already have plenty of guides. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel that's dedicated to new and returning players. So if you want to get a jump on all of this stuff, feel free to go there. But I want to make out of this the series of live streams. I want to make like one comprehensive video that you can watch. So it'll be on the longer side with chapter markers, basically giving you everything you need to do to get to end game, and then what and where your priorities are once you get there, because that's the second phase of confusion. People are like, okay, I reached level 40, now what? It's a big question. I do have that video, but the devs update things. We got new experiences. We got season 2.0. They made some changes since I made my last video, so this is also an update to that. So here we are. We've basically completed the right side of the map. We're at level, what are we at, like 9? Yeah, we're at level 9 on our character. So as we discussed in the last stream, that each one of these zones is basically designated to levels, or the level you should be if you want to survive. And we went over to this one, and it's suggesting level 15, and you really got to be within 1 or 2 levels of what the suggestion is. I mean, just jogging, we were jogging through this to try to get to this spot, and I took 2 bullets and died, and that was just a piss poor experience. And that's because I'm level 9, so we need to get a little bit closer by earning XP and leveling up our characters. So what I've been doing for the most part is focusing on the main missions, because they give the most levels. They also give the SHD points you need in order to unlock your skills. Along the way, sometimes I'm picking up the SHD tech, which are these little symbols, and these give you or they're basically tokens to allow you to unlock your perks. And then by completing the settlement missions, you're unlocking basically workbenches. You're like recruiting talent, but the talent is really the people that are working the benches. So it's just a creative way to say you're unlocking benches. So what up, Too Insane? Good to see you back, man. So that's where we're at, what it's about. So if you notice, like, I haven't done any side missions. I'm leaving a lot of these on the table to come back and do later. That's a different way of doing it, and I haven't done it this way before, but I thought I'd try and see how this experience is. Otherwise, what you could do is just, you know, wrap up everything in the zone and then move on to the next. And, you know, it doesn't really matter. Or you could take on the big things and then circle back and clean up the zones one by one. Either way, as a brand new player, you are going to want to do everything. You're going to want to do all the side missions. You're going to want to collect all your SHD tech. It's part of the experience, and it's a really good one. You don't want to skip it. You don't. And so you're unlocking the safe houses, which end up being fast travel points. The missions end up being fast travel points too once you complete them. And so when you unlock a safe house, it will give you the list of activities that you need to do, basically a checklist of activities that you need to do in order to complete that zone. Usually it's free up control points and collect these things. It's pretty much the same thing in every one, so you know. Okay, so right now we're taking on this because I need that XP. As you can see, it's 70,000 XP. I need that so that I can get those points on my character. So we're at level 9, but we're almost to level 10. So I think once we get through that mission, it'll push me to level 10 and get me to level 11. So that one mission will be almost there to take on that level 15. Maybe I'll do a couple of things more to get us to like level 12 or 13, depending on how this mission works out. As far as gear goes, you don't really need to worry about it. Just level up as you go. and then sell or crush things. You do want to pick up everything you see though, but you don't need to worry about brands. You don't need to worry about stats. It's all bullshit stats. I mean, 1.1% damage. I mean, who cares, right? Literally 1% more damage. Yay. But you do need to maintain. So you need to stay within your level. So as you can see, I'm level 9 and I'm rocking this level 8 assault rifle. So you just need to stay within 1 to 2 points of your level when it comes to weapons, and that will ensure you have the correct amount of power. If you get too far apart, you can't kill anybody. It's crazy. So right on, 2. You're crazy, bro. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked that, Reaper. Thank you, man. Appreciate you for giving it a good old watch. Appreciate everybody else to check out that video this morning. Our servers did go down, so I put out a quick video on that. Obviously, we're back in. It apparently was an Xbox related issue. They got the time zones wrong, is my guess, and they released what's going to be tonight's maintenance early, and so that fucked everything up. It basically locked us out of the game. Luckily, they sent out some patches to get us back to where we were, and here we are, logging in, kicking butt. It wasn't down for that long. It might have been like 3 hours, 4 hours, which is long, but it is what it is. What up, Rocky? Rock J, Tank, Streak, Grumpy. Who else we got here? Sicky, Kingdom, Mr. Hard Knocks. We are back. We are back. Sick Jim, you're first today. What up, Pips? Yeah, I had to do it 3 times. It ended up being 3 updates. So one that broke it, and then I spent an hour tinkering, and then after a while, 2 new patches came through, and I guess I just downloaded both of them because I don't want to. I don't know if they were duplicates or not, but I just said eat them. I'm actually really excited to get to level 30 and to be able to do those last 10 stages with the seasonal modifiers. That sounds cool. So, somebody coming up behind me? Better not be. Oh, you motherfucker. Jesus Christ, we're fighting the whole goddamn city now. Oh, bullshit. I got a new build coming out tomorrow for the First Descendant, what I think is kind of a little bit of a unique one. It's actually a bunny build, believe it or not. I was leveling her up, you know, doing the whole arcade tuning thing. And then I decided, well, I might as well, you know, tinker with the build while I'm doing this. You know, where do I want that arcade tuning to be? Most people go for skill haste and skill power because their build requires it. And like where I had left my bunny, I hadn't used her in a while. It's been some time. She's good. I just, you know, there's been newer and better, I guess, and newer, more engaging characters. But where I left her off, like when I was playing with her last, was I just settled in the end on the bio, whatever it's called, the bio something or whatever, you know, the bloody bunny build, basically. That's where I left off. And then I think I had converted her to like a shield descendant, so you didn't have to worry about it. non-crits, of course, because that's obviously the way to go. Nothing special about that. But what's different is obviously the cores with her, and now we have the arcade tuning, right? So I was tinkering around, and it turns out you can get like every single damage applicable mod on her, all her skill power modifiers, every single one of them, and then because of the cores, you can get to max speed of 1300, and then not, so you end up running the bio, whatever it's called, mod, but you don't actually use it. You just use it to disengage the consumption of MP, but you don't activate her speed of light or number 2 because you don't need to. You're already at peak running, and you still earn enough electricity because of the pace you're running. So you basically have no MP or HP drain, and you can run forever, 100% uptime. This is what's crazy. Max damage, and you're kind of tanky. I mean, for a bunny, running around at basically 11,000 HP, plus some high shield number, whatever it is, another 10,000 in defense. What the fuck? Jeez, I'm behind cover, aren't I? 20,000 between those two figures. She's basically unkillable because she's hard to catch anyways, right? So you don't, for her, 10,000 is a tank. For others, not so much, but for her, that's pretty fucking tanky. Yeah, it's really crazy. It ends up being a pretty cool build. I mean, it's mind-numbing. It's, because of how Bunny plays, so it's boring. Because every now, all you have to do is hit your, her number 3, her main deep attack skill, once every 21 seconds or whatever, and then run in a circle, right? But either way, it solves all her problems. She's tanky. She's got max damage and maximum range as well, too, by the way. Maximum range, maximum damage, and infinite skill uptime. So, yeah, it ends up being a pretty cool build. Still running Slayer because you don't need anything else. So just take the damage. I gotta get that guy with the rockets. Yeah, it doesn't change much if you go the other routes, right? Like, yeah, if you go, plus, I don't think it's worth using. I'm a big fan of the other one, whatever it's called. I forget all the names of things. The ones where it's stronger, but you only can hit 3 enemies at once. There's way too many enemies on the field to use that. Way too many enemies. I mean, when you go into, you can, but it's just like you gotta do a lot more fucking hopping. It's a lot more work. Was that one? I forget what that one's called, but. And then there's the electric condense, and it's okay. I feel like you're kind of missing out on a lot of consistency or uptime and damage or whatever because of the way it works. You can get it down to a 4 or 5 second cooldown, which is pretty quick. And there's the charge time, but while it's charging and while you're waiting for it to deploy, which is about 4.5 seconds, which isn't long, but it feels like a long time when you're surrounded by 500 enemies. It's like you're rolled all into that, so you're still glassy as fuck, and you got no damage coming out of your other skills. It seems like a complete fucking waste. You know what I mean? So it's great you hit hard with that one skill, but while that's happening, you're not doing shit else, and you better not get hit by one bullet. I ran it. It was all right. Hey, look, we got level 9. Let's upgrade that. It was all right. It was fun. I enjoyed it, but I felt like it wasn't an efficient way to play with Bunny, It's, I don't know. Try it, man. Try the condense. It doesn't really pan out as you would hope, 4.5 seconds is a long fucking time. And when her skills aren't doing shit when that's happening. And she's glassy. It's like keep it stupid simple, I think is the route there, you know? Bunny's good with that big old circle going out, you know, with the 300% range on it. Just good to go. I mean, I think we try to complicate it sometimes just because we're bored with her, but it doesn't help. You know what I mean? It just doesn't help. It's just kind of like, I mean, it is, I did enjoy it. I'm not saying I didn't, you know, I liked the electric condensed build. I liked all of them. What's the other one called where it shoots the 3 lasers? I always forget that fucking name of that one. High voltage, thank you. I always forget the name of that. I haven't used her in a while, I guess that's why. But high voltage is fun because of its range is crazy, right? And what's really cool about it is that you don't have to worry about duration. You don't have to worry about cooldown. It's all kind of built in, right? And it's got a higher base damage. But 3 enemies at a time, it's strong. But 3 enemies at a time, you feel like a room takes forever. And so I feel like that big old wide circles is really nice. And like I said, electric condense, so they're all good, you know, in their way. It just depends, I guess, how you analyze it and what you conclude, right? But for me, I like the electric condense. I tried it and it was great. I min-maxed it all the way. It's just a little bit harder. It's gonna require more skill, I think, you know what I mean? Like I said, you know, I know I'm repeating myself, but that 4.5 seconds feels like a long time. And your skills aren't really doing anything in that time. But I like that because I feel like her number 4 is kind of pointless without electric condense. So I do like electric condense. The way I look at a lot of these Descendants is, you know, like I said, there's very few of them that I want to run more than one build on. And Bunny's problem is, well, her and Freyna do the same fucking thing, and her and Inez do the same thing, right? They clear big old areas super fast. You know what I mean? Like, and so between those 3, you're just gonna go for the best one, right? Unless you really love one of those characters. You're like, I just can't let it go. Seems like it's not enough. You know, it's not enough to just, oops, look at that. You just dropped it on the floor. It's not enough to just be good at clearing mobs, big old 400% dungeons. Isn't that weird? It feels weird that's, why won't you do this? Come on. What the fuck is going on? Hold on. I can't throw a turret for some reason. You hucked it across the room this time. I'm hitting the right button. I'm new here, folks. There you go. I got it on the ledge. That'll work. Well, they got to be different. I mean, I guess it's the way it plays out, right? Like, you hit your skill and you run in circles. And so if you look at it from the basics of what they do, there's no difference from them, you know? I mean, obviously Inez will clear that room faster than Bunny, but not by much. If you really loved Bunny, you could stick with her and you're gonna do pretty good. You're gonna do all right. But yeah, Inez is faster, no doubt. But the point is, it's the same thing. Inez is just a bunny. She hits her skills and runs in circles. And then the difference between Bunny, Inez, and Freyna is Freyna doesn't need to run in circles. That's the only difference. I kind of like the later direction of how they're doing the, like, I think Blair's gonna be that way, and then obviously we have Serena, but you know, pulling more shooter into it, I think allows them to up the differentiator between builds and difficulty. These guys are hitting hard, man. I'm feeling weak. What's the level of this mission supposed to be? 14, yeah, that's why. 9 to 14 spread is a lot. Yeah, I can't even one tap with the Ecom long stick. So he's got to play a little more delicately. Yeah, I thought she was too. She was really engaging. I mean, she's fun, right? She's got a fun personality. There's more to her than just her kit. But also coming from a game like The Division 2, she's highly mobile. And man, that feels good coming from this game, right? That's one of the things that makes this game feel aged, is just how slow you are. Games have become, I feel like in general, much more fast-paced.
Heads up. I see hostile movement on the roof.
Yeah, that's a good point. It does make her feel less unique, because that's her fucking speed cap. Yeah. Well, and then if you think about it, the arcade tuning doesn't really do much for her. I mean, it's nice to have HP, and obviously I took HP and power on mine, right? So I took no mana, no cooldown, and you know, but there's this speed boost on that thing. I mean, I don't know if anybody's gonna use that, but in other words, there's not much there to really boost her. I mean, the power's nice, I guess, but so my point is like, you have all these descendants that are picking up meaningful buffs from the new systems, one being like the core systems and whatnot. And you know, Bunny doesn't use a weapon that really matters. So the only two things that you're gonna get out of the core system is running speed and grappling, you know? And that's kind of why, one of the reasons why I ended up with the what do you call it? The Bloody Bunny build, which isn't really bloody anymore, but because you're not using HP, but yeah, so you end up, you know, using the grappling and the HP, which are her special abilities, and you're like, okay, I overdid it, right? I got redundancy in the kit. How am I gonna fix that? You know? Because using all of those arcade points for 5% skill haste seemed fucking worthless. Ah. You see that? 2 bullets. There's no give there. Is there a how many times you can die limit in this game? I don't know if I've ever tested that. I guess I'll just do it the old-fashioned way, huh? Clear them all out, push a button. let's like, I'm not gonna push it because it's annoying. Look at those tiny little damage numbers. That's crazy, huh? To think we're critting in the millions now. These things are hitting at 150. Cute. Yeah, so the servers went down earlier today. Man, I was worried for a minute. What up, Stunning Grass? Yeah, I hate this mission too, actually. I hate pushing these buttons every time. And it's full of buttons in this mission, huh? It's a little bit better with Theo's version. It's been raining real fucking hard today, all day here. One agent liberating all of DC. I feel like it's like that. It'd be kind of cool if they had it so that you ran into other agents who were like out there doing other things. You chatted up with them. Thank God they're all reds, huh? One of the things that was kind of bothering me today in a funny way is that, you know, I put out that video this morning talking about the 10-cent Ubisoft dealio, right? And it kind of trips me out about how many people put so much faith in PR statements. It trips me out. You know what I mean? Like, wow, man, you believe that shit? I mean, I'm not saying conspiracy or anything like that, but we've learned by now, right? I mean, that's they say what they're gonna say what they have to say, right? Right, guys? They're gonna say. I mean, they're never gonna say, "Hey, we're fucking sinking ship, man. Don't buy our games." They're not gonna say that to you, man. They're just not. They're gonna say everything's hunkadory. Don't worry. Stay strong. Division on. That's what they're gonna fucking say to you. You know. And it's so irritating to me when somebody pumps that statement into the Division community saying, don't worry, Julian Gertie said, stay strong, Division on. Like, he's fucking got to say that. Let me tell you, man, like, when it comes to Ubisoft and anything they say to the community, it's either by the fucking script or it's nothing. And sometimes it's both. It's by the script and they absolutely said fucking nothing. You know? But people were like, they already said they're gonna be they already said they're gonna be working on the Division and Ghost Recon in parallel with Assassin's Creed and that other stuff, even though they're different games or different businesses. And it just kind of got me like, did you read that fucking statement close enough? Because I ended up pinning this in the comment section of that video, because it's like, read it a little bit closer. It says we're going to be working on The Division 2 and Ghost Recon, and continuing, this is what they said, and continuing to focus on all of our top selling games. So basically what that said, okay, what they said just there is, we're going to be, Ubisoft, in the old Ubisoft, we'll be working on everything that's left. That's what they said. They just shouted out a couple of games that were left, but it was that last statement where they said, and continuing to work on all of our top sellers over at the old Ubisoft, you know. By saying continuing to work on all of our top sellers, right after saying the Division 2 and Ghost Recon, you guys, these are very carefully crafted statements, right? They're not shooting from the fucking hip. Those statements are written and revised. The CEO, the lawyers, the PR marketing person, they're all signing off on that shit. Every word is intentional. So some people were going as far as reading into that, saying that they're working on the Division 3 and that the Division 3 is still on. That is not what they fucking said. You know? They basically said, you know, if you read it closely, they said the old Ubisoft is still going to be working on all the games that's left over at old Ubisoft. That's all that they said. They just happened to name drop a couple of them. And the reason why they name dropped a couple of them is because those are the biggest ones that are left. I mean, they're not going to name drop fucking Skull and Bones over the Division franchise. I hope not. Or are they? But I mean, it's just like the whole thing, like, no, we're not laying off employees. We're doing, we're streamlining our development process to be more agile. You get that's not what they're really fucking doing, right? They're broke. They need to save money. They're not going to put it that way. You know?
Before the government evacuated the complex, a UHF radio was housed here for testing purposes. It should be somewhere on the lower levels.
What up, Soapy? Yeah, that's not the point. Having a full group here is not really what we want to be doing, John. We are making guide videos for new players, and running it in a group is gonna make it more difficult for people, although you can matchmake for some of these activities, but it's not it's gonna be confusing because it's not a very popular thing to do. I did try matchmaking earlier and nobody responded. I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot of people experience story mode, campaign modes in a lot of games solo. I think it's, you know, you want to digest the story, you want to do the activities or all of the mechanics yourself and enjoy that because it's good. It's good. It's great the first time, right? This was all awesome the first time. And then the 100,000th time you did it, it was fucking lame. And so you kind of want to not farm that out to some random dude. And that's also another question that kind of bugs me. Nothing against you, John, but just in general, because like, hey man, there's a lot of people that really enjoy playing the Division 2 solo as a solo PvE experience. A lot of people, you know? And so, I mean, I want to go as far as saying majority, but I won't. But I just said it. Yeah, I'm technically a seller too. Yeah. Certain things I choose to co-op, obviously, but like.
That's it. We should be able to extract the radio once it's docked.
Like Legendary, for example. I mean, soloing Legendary is obviously possible and it is fun, and I do recommend everybody to give it a try once they get there. But once you do it a few times, I mean, it's more tedious than fun. I don't think I'll do it anymore, actually. I mean, I'll check that. I might do it just as a tutorial, actually very soon. Because a lot of people, I'm mostly for new players, because I want to show people that the key to legendaries is, in a funny way, just knowing is half the battle. You know, one of those things. Knowing where to stand and who to shoot at first, and doing it solo is a good use case to be like, hey man, like if you can do it solo, you can do it in group. If you can do it in group, you can technically do it solo. It's a little less forgiving. I don't think I've done the zoo solo. Did I do Tidal Basin solo? God, I don't remember if I did the new ones. Probably not. Roosevelt, yes. I think I did Roosevelt. I don't know, maybe it's possible I didn't finish Roosevelt, but I've gotten darn close. Oh, I forgot to push the button. Capital, yes. DUA, of course. Everybody, yes. And even with DUA, I mean, you take the wrong fucking shock grenade, you're dead. You know? Or the wrong bullshit tank grenade. God, those are the worst. Oh, the reload on this thing, man. Holy schmoly. What? I'm not that close to that object. Come on, man. We're almost done with this. Who's the guy with the fucking rocket, though? Is that dude? Why's he got that red thing on his head? When did that become a symbol? I don't recognize it. No seasonal modifiers until we get to level 30, apparently. But yeah, that's one of the things I want to highlight. I'm doing this for the new players. I'm doing it for the ladies. Hey, ladies. Street. Ugh, it's horrible. Fucking behind me already? Jesus Christ. This is a fully automatic fucking shotgun. We need more power, man. It's painful. Not every day we get to mess with the satellite, huh? Aliens on board.
To discover the deepest truth about yourself.
Fuck. You break my armor so easy.
It's alright not to know the answers. They will come to you when you least expect it.
Ooh, level 10 holster. We might need that.
When you trust
Let's see.
what you know,
Oh, we got one.
you will grow beyond detection.
See if we got a better gun. M44 carbine, we'll take it. Better than the EK. Better reload.
Searching for the meaning,
We should probably take the MG5 though, huh?
instead,
Or a rifle. Let's try it, actually.
to learn how to enjoy
The
yourself.
rifle. What mods do we have? I'll take the scope on it. Headshot damage, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do New York regular. Yeah, it'll be a full experience. Then we're gonna go to level 40. Then we're gonna farm and put together our first builds for this character. The whole works. Build libraries. So it'll be a nice little project. And I gotta kind of hustle, right? Because we need to get it out sooner than later. People relying on it. Well, not really. It'll be helpful. I want to give people time to take advantage of it. Right? Really? Don't heal. Use 2 armor kits to do that. Fuck.
It's alright not to know the answers. They will come to you.
Man, that's a horrible fucking bounce. Boss is almost dead, but we do not want any more of his fire grenades. I mean, look at that shit. Fuck, it like spreads. Patience. Fucking rodents. Are we getting Happy Division music? That's how you know you're almost done. Yeah, there's that red skull again. I think that means serious threat. I don't know why that's a serious threat. Painful. All right, let's get out of here. Give me my points. Oh, how's the state of the PvP game? I mean, personally, I don't go in there, but it's never really good. To be honest with you. Oh, so that gives us a base of operations upgrade. To be honest with you, it never is. It's just, it's a rotating door for bugs and glitches. They fix them and they come back. And they fix them and the bug comes back. Fortunately. I mean, some people like the conflict experience. Personally prefer the dark zone. When I did go in, wasn't much of a fan of conflict. But like conflict, I was in like a rat box or something. Is there such a thing? Rat box. Classified assignments are unique missions that are hidden in the open world. Finding classified assignments, you will need to explore search area on the map in order to find the entrances. All right. And then hidden classified assignments. Once you have located the entrance, you will be able to fast travel and matchmake for these activities. Word is born. All right, so let's go check out our new upgrades to the base of ops. Fresh run. Yeah. People enjoy this, huh? You guys are crazy. Yeah, you guys are crazy. So you got to have the year one pass to get these. And we were talking about how important they are, the year one pass, because you get 50 stash space. And I think year one pass, I'm gonna have to look this up. But like the year one pass is what gives you the ability to boost infinitely. And then the first time you boost, it's going to give you extra resources. And then anytime after you boost, after your first time, you're going to get limited, a base kit, basically. I think that's how it works. And then I think when you buy Warlords in New York, gosh, this is the part that I'm confused about because it's been so long. But I think if you buy Warlords in New York, you get one free boost. And when we talk about boosts, we're talking about you can have up to 4 characters. And if you use those characters as what we call pack mules for resources and gear, just to store stuff and to earn stuff. And you don't want to have to play them all the way from 0 to level 40 every time. So you can use the boost to start at 30 and you only have to level them up 10 slots instead of the full 40. So you're talking like 3 or 4 hours of total gameplay, give or take. So it's a big deal to be able to boost, and the year-round pass gets you that, as well as some other perks. Then was it the year-round pass that gave us the ability to
White House hasn't felt as secure since the lockdown. The basement has been converted into a workshop.
or was it Warlords in New York that gave us the 3 additional specializations? I think that's Warlords in New York, isn't it?
Munitions, parts, and tools are available to equip the agents with better gear and weapons. We'll need to recruit some staff to organize the growing.
What up, Woozy?
The Shade Network is almost fully operational. I'm hoping we can reconnect to the national network. The White House is starting to feel like a beacon of hope instead of a reminder.
Don't worry, the Tusk's gonna come through and destroy it all for us. Leave us a little razorback at our entrance. So let's see. So we should have more perks here, and we don't have any more skill unlocks, but we do have perks to spend. We got 14. So we're working on XP. So let's finish this one up. And it's probably a good idea to upgrade our. Well, that's grenades. Health kits. Where's our health kits? My inventory is feeling short too right now, but that's just because we're not using our stash. Field proficiency cache is also good. It'll give us some more gear. Maybe 5. Level 30 to do that. Got it. I don't give a crap about grenades. Detection. Grenades. Oh, that is armor kits. It says restocks armor kits. Got it. Restock 2 grenades, but I don't give a crap about that. Oh, deconstruction. Yeah, we want that. So that we get resources. You're going to need to unlock all these anyways, so. I'll take that inventory right now. Quality of life. Let's get a mod. Bounties now. Don't need loadouts. No, I don't want to do that one. Do this one. All right, spent all our points. Staff, we are almost fully staffed, so these are going to come, I believe, from the other campus, which is the settlement. The other settlement, which is the campus. Okay, but level-wise, we are 11, so we're closer, but it still feels far and wide. So I think at least level 12. Or we could just do it. We got a shooting range now. No keener yet. We got the shooting range. It's pretty cool. Yay. Right. And then let's clean up a little bit. So anything that's was a level 9, I can keep that. That one's gone. 8's gone. 8's gone. 8, 5, 5, 4, blah, 4, 3, boom. Throw up trash. That rifle is so hard to use, by the way. Let's sell our junk. Get a little bit of currency. And this is all basically what we have. Same shit. Different day. All right. Now we got to figure out what to do next. Oh, this is what we got to do. Let's open up these, see if we get some. Yeah, level 11. Good. Maintain. And we got a better gun. So that's an 8 for garbage. Now we got a 10. Let's lock and load. Ooh, a little Tech 9. Really fun gun, by the way. But right now I'm using this shitty rifle. I will switch over to this. I don't have any mods for it. Level 11 mask, go take it. It's got skill tier, that'll power up. Skill tiers are nice early on. Help power up your skills. So we got a side mission there. That's actually a lot of points right there. Should probably take this one. So these give me 17,000, almost 18,000 XP. We're about halfway to that one. We need 25, 30,000. Need 36,000. Feels like a lot. All right, I'm gonna see if we can make it over here. I am an impatient fool. Let's do it. Projects. A little, man, a little XP. Yeah, those don't seem worth it. Okay, let's try to not get shot. Let's do this. It's crazy to think about how much time we'd spent in like World Tier 5. It was quite a bit of time. You used to have to go through this series of worlds, level up a world, and it felt like it took a long time to level them up. Ooh, I put the wrong fucking weapon. You go here. You go there. Yeah. Streets are crawling with bad guys. Yeah, the tinkering menu. Yeah, it is. The menus are a little bit redundant. So most of what you can do in the tinkering menu, you can do directly on the piece of gear itself. It's just more of a comprehensive menu. I'm not sure I have access in tinkering right now, do I? Yeah, I don't have access to it right now because we're not there yet. But I will, yeah. But the most important part for a new player, if that's where you are, is just the library part. You want everything in your library to be full, maxed. So you want all of your talents for your weapons and your backpack and your chest. It all needs to be there. And then you have your stats, your cores, and your attributes, and you want all those to be maxed, the number to be maxed out on them. So if it's 12%, you want to donate in there until you get max. And then once you have a stat in its place in the attribute or in the library, you can then start using that to, or tinkering your gear with the stuff that you put in your library. So if you put vigilance backpack talent in your library, you can now tinker any backpack that you've never tinkered with and apply that to your backpack. So the idea is get it into your library so you can re-roll or put it on as many builds as you want to once it's in your library. It's a little confusing. The layout's a little bit funny, isn't it? Damn, bro, you're going good, Leonard. Yeah, you should go to New York if it's your first time, Leonard. Yeah. All right, so we got level 11 weapons. Don't really need any of it. Designated hitter's not bad though. It's a named weapon. Level 11 gets you some good health, but that's would be our first weapon with an actual talent, right? Because right now we don't have any weapons with talents. It's all green, it's all blue, so it's actually a really good find. But we're not running the repair drone anyways. So anyways, let's look at our projects. Let's do the whole talk to the dude thing. The whole go get into a small container with the sweaty bald guy.
People to fight for their lives when their lives aren't worth fighting for.
Lonnie's everywhere.
Good to meet you. Henry Hayes.
Look, I sympathize, Henry. But we have our own problems, and they are big problems.
Orbiter.
We can help.
So this is the same routine as what we did in the theater. So it just unlocked a bunch of missions. So we're going to take on those missions. Then we're going to unlock these safe houses, which are going to give us projects for that zone. There's literally everything we did over there, we're going to do over here. So by taking on XYZ mission, you start making recruits available, and you want to tackle all of these side missions, or at least unlock them for now, so that if you want them at your fingertips in case you need to do them. So that's basically what we're going to do. So like if you need the XP or the resource. Some of these I hate. I remember some of these I hate doing them. So that's the one that I think we just got there. And more will open up as we go. But what we want to do is take on this mission here. Because by doing that, we'll get 91,000 XP. And then we'll also unlock the skill. Remember where I said earlier, like, okay, like I'm trying to reframe this just for current verbiage. But the main objective here is to get to level 40. That all else said, or I said it differently last time, but I think that's the hierarchy is number one thing, get to level 40. We are level 11, right? So that's the number one thing, get to level 40. The other thing is, the other primary objective, let me go back to my menu, is to unlock all of your skills, which is going to happen about the same time you get to level 30, give or take. Probably a little bit earlier, but you could also reword it by saying you have to do all of the main missions, because those main missions give you the skills. That's not 100% true, but it's pretty close. The one that we just did here didn't give us a skill unlock. It gave us SHD tech, so it's not 100% true, but it's pretty darn close. As you can see, anywhere there's that yellow diamond, there. These are all main missions. So unlock all your skills, unlock all of your perks, get to level 40. These are the main objectives. And then otherwise finish all of your main missions to complete the story. So these are strongholds. So by the time you get through all of your strongholds, you've completed Washington, D.C. And then you go to New York. Does that sound fair? Did we get that right? Let me see what I had in my notes here real quick. Complete all the missions. Goal is to get to level 40 and put that up as the primary goal. And then unlock all your skills, complete all the missions, unlock all your perks, and then strongholds. Because it's not a race, you want to, so we're not skipping anything, because you can get to New York. But we're going to do it so that you experience the full story. And then New York. And then that's, you're going for level 40 in your watch. Technically your watch there. So I should say level 30 is our primary objective now. And then New York watch and level 40 is the end goal. And then from there, it's key library, or you're going to want to build out your level 40 library. And then after that, it is mods, getting all of your mods. You're doing this at the same time, technically. Watch to 1K while you're optimizing key builds. And then from there, sky's the limit. Sorry, that was annoying. You don't like my disco? All right, how do we do that? Is there a progress meter thing? Is it this thing here? Yeah, I like looking at this because it shows me who we're gonna unlock next. Kind of helps me. So we're going for Joshua Summers. We got to complete 1 mission. When we complete 2 missions, we get Otis Sykes, Emma Richards, 3, and then at 4, we get Abdul Warith Sahaf. I have no idea about the April Fool's joke event or whatnot. I have no idea. I was hoping that we would have had a little sneak peek because of the whole server mishap. I was hoping that we were going to still be able to log in and then maybe get a glimpse of it, but they reversed it. Right on, Canadian. That was for you, my man. I know you were looking forward to that. Good rifle. A big head mode. No, you know what I think it's gonna be, and it would be disappointing if it was. I think it's gonna be a stupid April Fool's emote. And my prediction is it's going to be the rock, paper, scissors emote, except when somebody comes to do it with you, to interact with you, the hand withdraws. You know, some shit like that. Fooled ya.
You're gonna need to get the
I don't know.
access codes to the vault to recover the item the hyena stole from Air Force One. Our hyena insider says whoever's
Is this
posted
right?
in the old CEO's office will have a key card that should give you access to the vault.
So we're doing main mission first. All right. Let's do this. Would that be lame? Would you guys feel like it's lame if it was just an emote? God, we are fucking weak. I don't remember being this weak. I think it's because I'm skipping all the fucking side missions. What the fuck is up with the turret, man? All day it's been doing that, right? Oh my lord. Wow, that hurt. It's probably a fucking pistol, too.
Vital signs critical.
Hey you, standing in the aisles with your feet fading smiles, can you feel me?
guys aren't even in here. Because of that, I'm not healing. That's awesome. Trying to save an armor kit, you know? Oh, they can't ambush off this thing. Not even worth shooting.
Serious trauma detected.
My turret can't hit anybody. Bad turret. Oh, I can grenade myself.
Agent killed.
That's fun. I like that. Good idea. I know I should have done it earlier, but good point. Never do that. I'm just trying to save my armor kits. Sucks to have none. We're gonna go save this ungrateful president, huh? Leaped over that like it was nothing, huh? Ooh, classic M1A. Nice. Better than this. Yikes.
Needed. Serious trauma detected.
Little armor on kill would go a long ways. I'll tell you. One of these days, I want to get a level 30 memento. My life would be made. I think when I get that, I'll retire. What up, SG? Welcome in.
Looks like that key card is the one we were looking for.
What? He just fucking one-tapped me, bro. That happened so fast. I like jumped. I jump scared. Back, drone, just standing there. God, that was a red guy that took that armor. Shooting sideways and shit. Yeah, regular. I know that feeling, man. I did that too. At some point, yeah, I had to call it. It's the gear sets end up killing you. You have enough room for weapons and whatnot, but the gear sets, you start having variations, right? Okay, I got my striker build, and I got my striker build with armor, and then I got my hazard protection striker build or whatever, right? This is nice, being able to die and not start over, man. This fucking feels great. What am I thinking playing this heroic bullshit? Story mode's where it's at. All right. Secret loot box.
Wonder what that unlocks. Keep an eye out.
Get us into the vault, buddy. Do something good. Is it 5? Reasonable Monday. Right on. Thank you for doing so. Means a lot, actually. Really, just? That's crazy, man.
Hostile radio.
You know, you really can learn something new in this game every day. Funny way. Like, weapon sway was an interesting one. I remember when I learned weapon sway, I was like, wow, I wish I knew that a long time ago. Like when I was doing, you know, when I was back in the research days of the Division 2, which is before I owned my channel. You know, I was researching everything, reading everything, and accuracy and stability, which weapons are good with it, which ones don't make any sense with it, and whatever. A lot of the information was wrong. You know? Still, people get it wrong. I mean, you know, like somebody had made a chart, and they were that showed which weapons would benefit from what, like stability and stuff like that. And they were saying snipers didn't benefit from any of it, accuracy or stability. But in the end, it did, and it does matter. You know, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna run, you know, weapon handling on my sniper. Maybe not, but it does matter on certain weapons. The Nemesis has a notorious weapon sway. It's like really bad. Go to the testing range, pull out your White Death, just stand there looking down scope, and watch the weapon sway, and then switch to your nemesis and watch that thing sway. And where does that make a difference is when you're that opening shot, you know, that you're taking from like 80 meters out or whatever, or any clutch shot at distance where you need to hit that head from very far away and it's a small object. That weapon sway, you know, if the enemy moves, you know, just a fraction of an inch and your weapon swaying the other direction, you missed that shot and you alerted and all the enemies and whatnot. You know, it's a pain. And adding stability counters weapon sway, and that's crazy. It makes sense. Stability, make it stable. But who would have thunk it, right? And a lot of that information, and there's information out there saying that, you know, snipers don't benefit from stability, but that shot matters. That's the most important shot, and I miss it all the time, especially with the nemesis, because of that weapon sway, you know. What up, Axel? Rod, good to see you back, man.
The vault's just up ahead.
All right, let's see. We got the AUG again. I think this is a better gun than the... Honey Badger. God damn, it's a horrible cover. Let's reload on this one. Ooh, it's pretty bad too.
Technology.
Yeah, so you're always picking up those little nuggets, you know? Now it just gets to the point where there's so many nuggets and so much time has gone by. It's sort of like, wait, I can't remember how this went.
Authentication successful. Access granted.
Like some people go as far as memorizing all the thresholds for status effects, and at the end of the day it doesn't really matter. They're all so close to 100%. Just call it 100%. Because 96.8% doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? Like,
Find out where the president is being held and get him back. Link Isaac with a bank security system. There should be a data center near the vault.
oh, how many keys? Because you're not looking at fractions like that, you know? Either 95% or you're 100%. And if you're at 97%, then you need to optimize something. You know, if that makes any sense. Because they're like, what are you talking about? Underground secret room outside the White House. Are you talking about this building here? I think it's this one. It's this one here, right? It's this vault. It's one of the last things you do, isn't it? It's long, bro. It's long. Yeah, that's the room. Yeah. It's like a final little side mission or something like that. Bunch of butt pirates in there waiting for you.
Beginning search query.
It's the new bathhouse of the 2025. Something About Mary's such a good fucking movie. I actually don't remember what happens in that room. Mel, what do you think about the new Metal Gear that's coming out? Snake Eater or whatever.
Search query finished.
Hey, you know how we were talking about Commandos the other day? Were you guys here for that stream when I was talking about it? Remember Commandos? The top-down concept, which is basically like Splinter Cell, but like old school. Or it's like Assassin's Creed. I think that's how it came up in the conversation. It's like Assassin's Creed. Anyways, a new one's coming out here in April. And it's coming out on Xbox. I'm not sure if it's on Game Pass or not, but PC and Xbox. Freaking beans. There's this other new RPG game that's like StarCraft that's coming out. Oh, it looks so good. Unfortunately, it's PC only, and it makes me want to get a PC just to play that game. Yeah, there's some good games coming out. You know what game looks good is South of Midnight. Yeah, so the Commandos one is called Origins, and it's coming out on April 9th. South of Midnight comes out on April 8th. Has anybody been keeping their eye on South of Midnight? Yeah, I want to get Snake Eater too. I never played any of the originals because I think it didn't it used to only be PlayStation back in the day? The servers are back. Yeah, they fixed it. They were only down for like 3 hours. They ended up putting out a patch to revert it. And then the servers are going to go down again at midnight. Midnight 30. Yeah, it was PlayStation. Yeah, but Midnight, the game called Midnight, South of Midnight looks good. And it's not really a game that I would normally play. But there's just something about Southern lore that's intriguing. First of all, that's a whole world, you know, Creole voodoo magic stuff, you know, whatever. There's all these urban legends and lore about in the South that I'm, you know, as a Northerner, I'm just not keen on. And so it's intriguing from that because it plays on that. Anyways, it's a girl character, but you know what's also cool? It's a handcrafted animation. So all of it is like, it's like a stop motion animation. And so, you know, it's kind of like got that frame jitter kind of thing. It's really cool for the cinematics and stuff like that. And the world is really dynamic, like Assassin's Creed, where she can climb on shit. It looks pretty fucking good. She's got magic. You're taking on big monsters, kind of like Monster Hunter, but it's so it's adventure mixed in with that. It's third person, and she's got like a magical grappling hook, and she can kind of soar. She picks up spells. You know, it looks good. It looks good. I gotta say, it's intriguing. Not my typical cup of tea, but it might. I might. I think I remember that, Reaper. So yeah, we'll see if those make the list. The only reason why they wouldn't is if something got in the way. Yeah, check out the I mean, I could play a trailer after this mission if you guys want to. We could check it out together. Fuck you guys and those goddamn horses you rode in on. Yeah, the M1A's a beast here. A little handling on that.
Give him an earpiece and get him on comms.
And then I still got my eye on Soul Frame, but it's still in there testing, but it's been in development for a while, so I think it's... Oh, I hope it comes out this year. It looks cool. They got rid of that all that weird traversing stuff. You're a little bit more grounded. You know, all that flying snake eel instead of like eeling around.
Mr. President, we've already got
I really like Warframe, but you know what really bothers me about it, which is weird? This is weird. It's the art style. Like the armor on your armor. I mean, all this armor, your Warframes is what I'm talking about. They all look like the alien, you know, like from the movie. They all look like that, you know? It's like weird. It's like, oh man, you guys ruined the game with that art style. You should be making those things look cool. They don't look cool. There's a couple of them that are alright. Like the originals are pretty cool. Like when and then you keep them simple. If you keep them simple, like Rhino, for example, keep it simple where it's like tightly skin based and whatever. But you know, then they add all these like, you know, like alien features, right? And it's just like they don't look cool. And people are buying that stuff, you know, they're buying those frames. It's like, man, they're not cool looking. You're spending money on those because you want to, right? You want your favorite frame to be juiced up. But yeah, I don't. That kind of rubs me the wrong way there. But the game itself is sick. I love the movement in it. Surprised how fluid it was.
Well, that's a load of shit. Kill every last one of those fuckers. I want them dead.
The sneak peek on the DLC, I was glad to have one, I guess. There's so much, man, to be honest with you guys. Like, I didn't put this in the video, but I did indirectly, the one from this morning. But I wouldn't be surprised if that DLC gets pushed even further out, man. You know, because when they said that it was gonna release in sometime in 2025, that was before the Tencent shit. And I mean, I just think things are gonna go crazy with resources, internal resources. You know, if you look at that list, I mean, that's going with the new company, and all that stuff is in the works. So maybe it doesn't hit right away. So short term might not be until, like when we say short term, it might not be until 2026. Short term impacts might not kick in until 2026, if that makes sense. Because the deal, although it's been announced, it's not finalized, right? They have to structure it. But once that happens, I could see the division not having the resources. But if it's pretty well fleshed out already, then maybe they'll get ahead of the we don't have enough resources thing, and the game will get launched. But I do think there's a lot more to it. I mean, some people had some really good points. I mean, I didn't want to get too doomsayer on that video because there's just a lot of unknown. But it's a very fluid situation. So we got to remember that, you know.
I look forward to working with you once you get back to base. This has been a huge victory for us.
It's all in motion.
Mr. President. Hey there. President Ellis wanted to talk to you. I think he wants to say thank you for saving him. Go see him when you get a chance. Hey, Agent. We're ready to help broaden your skill set over here at the base.
But some people are saying, you know, like, and they had some good points in the way that they mentioned it, was like, you know, some of this stuff, prep it to sell it off, you know, sell off some of these IPs. Which ones though, right? Well, good question. Which one would afford the biggest buck? But that's not necessarily a bad thing if the division gets sold off, you know? Because they're saying like bring over the good shit to the new subsidiary and then part everything else off, if that makes sense, right? Part out the old Ubisoft. Sell to the highest, all the pieces to a highest bidder. What do we got? Photo mode, all right. Double photo mode. Quartermaster.
Got a new skill for you. Which one do you want?
Let's take Seekers. Yeah, I hate that too. Yeah. Because it's profitable, you know? So we need one more and we have all of our skills unlocked. And then these others... I need more SHD tech for. Okay, so that's right. So the skill unlocks opens the category, apparently, and then SHD tech allows us to expand it. All right.
Goodbye.
Apparently it's been a while. Yeah, the journey, man, it was rough, bro. Yeah, I hear you on the journey. I rushed through it, and even rushing through it was painful. It's actually inspired off of the Golden Bullet. So yeah, it should feel like the Golden Bullet, but to tell you the truth, it's better. When I played the Golden Bullet, I felt underwhelmed because of the modifiers.
Ah, there we are. I wanted to thank you personally. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be at the mercy of...
He looks like a shady
those
president.
assholes.
Shady president. Neon cod outfits. No, I don't think so, you know. Well, All right, so simple missions. Level 18, level 24. We get the spread is real now though. I'm 12. Oh, we got some side missions to do here, so let's go figure those out. We got a kitty cat backpack, don't we? This dude's just sitting in the rain.
Hey, this round of crops is looking good. We're finally in a position to be growing our own food. Plans will only get you so far if you don't have a place to turn them into a reality. That's why I'm proud to announce the opening of the workshop.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
So we got Joshua Summers. So we need to get Otis. And that's going to open up bounties. That got us a barber. And then stability will get us our tinkering station. So that's good. And hopefully around that time we get talents.
Are you looking to make a deal? I am well stocked. Your business is appreciated.
All right, so now we got to figure out what the fuck to do without dying. So 18, I'm 12, 15, I can do anything here. What's this? I thought I already did that. On the corner, I guess. We got to recruit him.
Detected. Nearby location.
You have been recruited. You don't look much like a barber.
Hi there.
To me.
I'm Joshua Summers, MD. It seems my services are needed at the White House.
Yeah, Mr. MD, we're gonna need you to cut hair. Sucker. Okay, well, let's go get some points here. We're gonna need some of these hefty ones here to expand on our skills. So let's take that one.
True Sons have taken over a control point on the mall. We've got a stolen shade tech cache on site.
This is the one we have to go actually down the sinkhole. I hate that one.
I need you to head over to the National Mall, find Agent Brooks, and recover that cash.
Jabroni.
Looks like the True Sons are using this control point as some kind of supply depot. Not many guards, but the place is locked down.
Then we need another way in. Agent, this control point is built over an underground parking lot. There should be pedestrian access to the lower levels. Look for an elevator.
Damn it. Hate this one.
Got a live broadcast here, Agent. Patching you through.
This is Agent Brooks to friendly units. The True Sons have me pinned down. Require assistance.
Cause it's been a minute since I've been here. Look at this dude.
I've got new contracts.
Shady, shady, shady. Just a pervert in the corner.
Have your
It's always felt kind of perverted when you see him. He's always this dude standing in the dark corner, some random alley. All right, man. Rub some dirt on it. I'm just gonna go ahead and steal your shit. Good luck, buddy.
What's going on? We have division agents on site.
We've got a shot at taking this control point. If your operatives can help, we'd really appreciate some assistance.
Shit. All right. Agent, get to the surface and help the civilians. But watch your six. I've already had one agent put out of action in this place. Can't afford to lose another.
Right on, regulator. Get some. Level up. All right. That's what we needed.
Agent, the true sounds regarding supplies at this control point. Could you locate the scanner?
I can.
Detected. Ammunition. Firearms. We're getting compounds.
Sounds like a nice haul you got there, Agent.
Shit. They got
Got
reinforcements.
another group of hostiles inbound on your position.
Heads up, Agent.
Well, if we had determined right now, then toast. I need an attack drone to hover over my shoulder. Did you guys see that South Park episode where who was the crazy one? What's his name? The one that's always fucking nervous. Anyways, he borrows his dad's drone with Cartman. They spy on one of the other kids' moms while she's changing. And they put her picture on the internet. And she doesn't shave, you know, her bush. So there's like this whole town meeting about drones and regulations around them. and the main discussion was her bush. And everybody was pretending they didn't see it, but yeah, it was still the main conversation. And if they didn't see it, then how did they know, right? And so, in order to stop this abuse of these drones that are spying on people, everybody ends up getting drones. They call them neighborhood watch drones to watch for other drones that might be spying on people. Hilarious. South Park is so good. Cartoons are so good, man. Family Guy, American Dad, South Park. Shit, they're fucking good. Zen, what's up, man?
Glad we could help out. Agent, get
All right, 6 SHD tech and 24,000, and we get a 9mm mag. And that will help us get perks. Those are actually quite worth it because see, you have all these resources just hanging out here. This is a good one for a resource run, actually. Early game resource run. These were the original loot caves. This little East Mall strip. We used to run this route before mules were really a thing. Go around opening crates. Were mules always a thing? Maybe I was just behind. I don't know. Don't remember how that panned out. Yeah, there's so many episodes. It's hard to know if like, fuck, man. Are they still making South Parks or? Man. All right, where's our level? 13. Okay. We might be able to take that next mission. This one is 18. That one's 24, right? Yeah. We might be able to take this 18.
Worried about outcast activity at that abandoned disease control department facility. Patching him in now. You there, Henry? Yeah. We've been keeping an eye on the old DCU site. People leave there infected with fuel poisoning.
You really can't fast travel there.
We need to shut this site down.
Civilians in danger.
Is this our last? Yeah, it is. This is the last skill point one. See that? Skill unlock. Then from there, we're going to rely on these. And a skateboard. I'm serious about the Segway thing. I think we need Segways in this game.
Looks like they're coming from the DCD complex. Whatever's happening over there, we need to shut it down.
Damn. That's rough. One bullet from that red guy. Yeah.
Serious trauma detected.
3 bullets and you're dead, basically altogether. Might be a little early for this. Level 13. Let's see here. This is still at level 5. We need some fucking knee pads, man. 13. 13. So this is all giving us more armor. Oh, it's tempting. So what's that? Damage felt okay though. Why? I don't know. I know the feeling. It's boring too, huh? It's fun and it's boring at the same time. It's fun the first couple times you do it, then you're like, man, 30 fucking times, right? I was thinking the same thing earlier, you know. It's like because I'm not spending much right on anything, so everything's just kind of building up, you know, which does make it nice when they launch stuff. And we got Blair coming sometime. They've been quiet over there, man. We haven't heard anything from them. It's kind of annoying me right now because the servers are shit. Are you having server issues, man? What up, Salty? This will be going on for a while, Dwit. Because I'm collecting intel and new footage and for guides, updated guides. Appreciate you, Salt. Yeah, I mean, Grumpy, sometimes I can't even log into the game. Like, I open up the game and I try to log in and it takes like 13 tries before I can get in. And finally I'm in, you know? I mean, I eventually get in, but it's frustrating how many tries it takes to get in. I keep getting a fucking error thing. And it's like, I put a message on Twitter. I was like, are you guys serious right now about not putting out an emergency patch? It's fucking crazy that there's that many basically deltas. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Like after every activity, it's like you have to log back into the game. It's like, fuck. The hell's going on over there? Yeah, but otherwise, you know, it's sort of like, I guess the goal is to level up all my arcade character, the arcade for all my characters, but I don't feel like it. You know, I'm doing the key ones slowly. You know, like I got, who do we got? Like, I guess I did Bunny, Inez, Lepic, Sharon, and Serena. I think that's all I've done. And I don't really care to do anybody else. Maybe Freyna. Did I say Freyna? You know what I mean? The top like 5, you know? But Haley and Glay are going to be painful because they're so fucking slow. So taking them into Sigma sector to level them up is going to be fucking painful, right? Let me run really slow. See you. It's a fucking jogging simulator. And it's not like you have to do it once or twice or 3 or 4 times. You got to do it like 30 times. And it's like, oh my God, I can't play the same mission. That's the problem, right? The game doesn't have the depth for the systems. So you have these systems that give you great, you're like, this is cool. I you know, some of this stuff's cool. We can tinker and that's great. I want to. But doing it once for one character is dragging enough. Doing it for all characters at the same time, it's like, fuck. That's why at the moment, it's like, you know, kind of sitting back and just waiting for them to rebalance things, which they tend to be doing, right? Like all the catalysts they're basically giving away. And then the, what do you call it? The void metal shards that they're giving away, as well as the core unlocks that they're giving away, you know. I've only beat Tormentor like 5 or 6 times just to see what he was about. And then I haven't gone back in there. I just don't need to, and I don't want to. You know what I mean? It's like fucking boring. I hope they get rid of that fight altogether. The void bosses. I have a feeling they might. I think they might. You know? Because it's so tedious for them to make a boss. And then I think if they just add them into the open world or into missions, that'll be so much of a better experience. So much worth fighting. Kind of like an end mission boss. Or whatever. It'll make the content more challenging because you have like 300 ads and at the same time this Colossus come running through, you know. But like, for example, what's the gun that shoots the SMG that electrocutes and blows people up? Whatever it is. The basic SMG we got in day one, right? That really good one. Thunder Cage. The Thunder Cage, yeah. Like, I haven't used the Thunder Cage in 6 months. Easy. And so I don't really feel like coring it up. You know what I mean? I don't really feel like coring it up because I haven't used it in 6 months. So I'd be coring it up just to core it up. You know, and which is what you do, I guess. But if you don't have anything else to do, the problem is that the process to get that core is so much. It's fighting the same mission 20 times. You know what I mean? Or to add the RK on, let me just pick somebody random, Luna, right? To add the RK to Luna. It's like, I don't play Luna. I never plan on playing Luna. And to go play the same mission 40 times so Luna can have her RK sucks. You know what I mean? And so there's just some I'm just not going to do. So I just kind of sticking to the core, you know what I mean? You know, as much as possible. You know, I plan on using Haley and Glade. You know, you got these core characters that seem to shine, and I'm sticking with them. And I guess I'm going to do Blair, you know, because we're about to get him. So I'll run him through the RK. Or Sigma Sector, level up his RK, try to do it before he comes out, so it'll just be ready. But yeah, you gotta do it just to do it, because the game's fun, you know, it's a fun game. But that's the problem, right? You have these systems and they rely on one fucking mission, and so you're gonna run that mission 300 times and it kills the mission, right? You no longer enjoy the mission. It becomes a drag. That's what happened to Void Vessel, right? People despise the Void Vessel, and I like it. I liked it, you know. I don't go in there very much, so I don't mind it anymore. But we did have to do it a bazillion times, and when you do anything a bazillion times, it's lame. Like, for the rest of you that don't follow the conversation, like, imagine if you had to do, I'm looking at going to go to the map. I don't see that message. I don't know, man. They've been all messed up, Central. But imagine if you had to do like one of these easy, boring missions, like this one, American History Museum. Imagine if you had to do American History Museum 30 times in order to level up your character. 1 point. You know what I mean? Or not really 1 point, but something. It's the same thing as proficiency, actually, is what it is in our game. So you need to get your gun proficient, basically, right? Before you can add expertise to it. So in order to get your game proficient, you can research it. There's only one mission that'll do it for you. It's American History Museum, and you have to run it 30 times in order to your weapon to become proficient. Only way to do it. every gun. We have 300 guns. So you can have, right? So you're going to take, out of the 300 guns, you're going to take your favorite 30, and you're going to run each of those 30 times through this. That's insane, right? 30 weapons, each needing to go through this mission 30 times. So even though the mission you can speed run it in like, 4 or 5 minutes, whatever it is, it's easy. Even though it's easy, you just can't do anything that much, That's the issue we're talking about here. It's like the season journey. Yeah. It's cray, folks. It's cray. So speaking of which, like, we're at a leveling issue here. And I'm just being lazy, man. Like, I'm staring at these things. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do these activities. But it's what you got to do, man. You can't skip too many of these side missions or else you're going to get one tapped. And that's also why I'm running around with these level 5 knees and I'm level 13 because I'm skipping side missions. So it's working until it's not, And we could go play that mission. The problem is that it'll take this mission, probably 4 times as long to do it because I'm having to be careful. Which, if I'm going to have to end up doing some of these side missions anyways, then I might as well just get them out of the way. So, this is a good one here.
Got their hands on a shade tech cache. They took it to a hotel they used for sorting all the goods they pillaged from civilians and rival factions. Recover it and bring it back to the White House.
What's the reward? 24,000. Yeah, so it is leveling up as we level up. It was at 17,000 last time I checked. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm glad it's over. And then it's not, because it's never over. Fuckers do not have line of sight. Coming through. So folks, here to steal your food. Nah.
The hyenas are holding a shade tech cache in that hotel. Get it back.
I want this gun in real life. It's here somewhere. Bit tricky with some of these, huh? I don't know if I'm going the right way. Feels like I'm not.
Shade tech cache detected.
The True Sons derailed a train near your
we go.
location and have been picking it clean ever since. There's a Shade tech cache on board. Seems like the True Sons have found it.
Got it, but how am I gonna get in there? The other weapon that I like with those gloves, same build basically, is with the chatterbox. That's a lot of fun too. Okay, here we are. You killed the True Son.
Approaching marker.
Fuck you, Isaac. Go get Anna. Anna sounds hot.
Scanning.
Capture that agent and we'll make both the damn box. No, just use her force.
Marker near.
I love ragdoll effect. Best thing ever invented. What happened to enemies before ragdoll effect? It just plopped over? Was it just like Mario mushrooms? They squished? That was a little scrimmage.
The cache is close, Agent.
You know what was a good little quest that they did? Do you guys remember the recruiter quest? I like that one. It's good. It was kind of creepy. You'll find those little notes everywhere. It was in these parts. Wonder how lightweight the shield feels at this stage. Like if it feels really flimsy. Ooh, an elite. Look at that. Lieutenant Bennett in the house. Hope he dropped some good gear. Chance for a named item. Classic M60. Give me the Pestilence early game. That's what I need.
We're lucky those True Sons couldn't break the tech cache open. The locks must be pretty robust. Anyway, bring it back to the base when you can, Agent.
All right, there's our level. 14 and 1/16. Guess who got the big horn? Romy. Good job, man. Woo! Marquez, what up, bro? Saludos. Hey, how long did it take you to get it, Romy? Good job, man. I was trying to talk you out of it too, wasn't I? Way to show me up with a little bit of heart and dedication. It really is not a easy drop. Really not. So let's go deliver this, I guess. Because maybe we'll get something fancy. Ooh, 10 tries. That is quite good. What build do you end up using? Yeah, I'm assuming you did it in the summit. Hey, look at all these new guys, huh? Look at that. We got 381, 477, 6,000. Not that new. 10,000. Not new at all. Black Dragon. You're fucking with the curve, bro. It's like half the players here now. 6K noob. Actually, 6K can be a noob now, right? Because of these XP events that we never had. So that's gonna throw shit off, right? I mean, you can get 1,000 in a weekend now. I mean, you could be a fucking noob and be basically 4,000 or 5,000 if you've been playing since last season, right? A season end. Where am I going with this thing? Here. Oh, maybe it's just so we have these mods, but these cost resources to unlock, and so, but they're useful. I guess they're not super expensive. We're gonna need to do it at some point, but we don't have very many resources, so. Bigger mags are what we're really after. We're not really worth unlocking crit shit because we don't have shit for crits. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, like headshot damage is cool, big mag is cool, but like, you know, we don't have anything. What does Anaya have? Let's check her just in case. Is it weird that I have these blueprints right now, except I haven't opted to share blueprints yet? Or is it because my other characters opted to me, but I haven't opted back? Is that what's happening here? So I'm getting the option from the other characters, but my option hasn't been shared out. I think that's what's happening. But look, here's your skill mods in here. Level 14. So you have these two. What is this? I mean, you could. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't like investing. Yeah, I remember my triple skull patch. It wasn't that long ago for me. Reaper was the one that told me about it. I didn't even know it was a thing. still one short. Perks is what we're after right now. So that one we need to be at level 30. Do this one. I don't know if there's a new event today. It'd be tomorrow. But I don't have access to the calendar right now because I'm on my new character. But there's an April Fool's thing happening and we don't know anything about it yet. So it'll be a surprise. So April 1st, Tuesday. I know you're some crazy odd hour ahead of me, so. Last one was level 30, got it. I'm just unlocking everything. Okay. Alright, spent. And then roster staff. Cool, we got only 2 more left. Look at that. It's already April 1st for you. Yeah. So the servers are supposed to go down here in a few hours, actually. It's almost 10 o'clock, so 2.5 hours, basically. What you playing? Supercell 14. None of that gives you XP. It should. Rolling the dice should give you XP. Oh, maybe it does give me access. It does. I can see it. No, it can't. Oh, that's sad. So all my modifiers are done. It'd be painful to go through the journey at level 30, huh? Most people won't have that benefit. But you know, for mules, the mule experience might be really different now, right? You might be able to blaze through New York or whatever, Washington, D.C. with your modifiers. Level 30, just get a little chameleon. Level 30 chameleon. That's interesting. Fucking around now. Actually, I'm gonna call it. I know it's a short stream, but I got some editing to do. Oh, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna stream. I don't know what time tomorrow I'm gonna stream. I might be a day stream. I got some construction happening here at my house. We're remodeling a bathroom, so depending on when my workers are here, because you don't want to hear the banging and sawing in the background. But I might do an earlier stream tomorrow, so we could check out what's up for all this stuff. What's going on tomorrow? Anybody know? Calendar-wise? Because SHD Expose ends today. His work is so fancy. Yeah. Well, my house was built in like 1930. I got kind of an older home. And the pipes are annoying, so we're just kind of ripping off the Band-Aid and fixing some of this shit that we inherited with the house. Like, it was fine for a while, but then all of a sudden when we do laundry, like the water would come up the shower drain. Like when it purges from the washing machine, it would back up because there was like a hard 90 in the drain from when they originally built the house, I guess, so it was just like, crazy. So it was annoying. So we had to bust up all the floors, concrete floor, right? To bust up all the floor, get to the pipe. It's a fucking mess, and the weather's not cooperating. It's all fucking raining and shit. So it's like, you know, that sucks because it's outside inside work, you know, because we're like also having to reattach things to the original sewer pipe. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's hard to think. We just realized I've been in this house for 10 years. We bought it in June of 2015. We just realized that. I was like, man, it feels like 5 years, you know? Half of that. Time flies. Yeah. We had to move shit out, exactly. That's the hard part. It's like getting all that shit out and finding a place to put it. Yeah, so did me. Yeah. But mine in 2005. I was actually we were anxious, like we barely got this house. Like we were almost priced out of the market. Like if we went a month or two more, we'd been priced out of the market. Like when I bought this house, like the market was fucking crazy, man. People were going around 10 years ago. We're going around offering 20, 30, 40, 50,000 over market value so that they can get the home. That's how fucking crazy it was. People were like, day one houses were getting like 20 offers. Like on day one, 20 offers, and they would be like tens of thousands over the value of the price, cash, right? You can't get a loan on that. So that's cash. So people were having, that's the only way you could get a house. You'd have to throw in the incentive. It was buyer's market. And so we were looking for houses. And then, you know, because that kept happening, it was like a very tough situation. We'd be like, oh, we love this house. Let's put in an offer. There's 20 other offers, you know, 10 other offers. It's like, fuck, you know, and everybody's, you know, putting cash on top of their offers. So, you know, it was one house after the next. And then, you know, to maintain affordability, the further out we had to go from the city, it's basically how it works here. And, you know, we were almost going to give up. We were almost giving up. We were like, no way. This is nuts. We were like, this is nuts. I'm not going to pay, you know, X thousands of dollars more than I want to live 45 minutes from the city. You know what I mean? Or a half hour from the city. You know, this isn't LA, you know? So it's like, fuck, that's fucking crazy. You know, it's just like, yeah, this sucks. Let's give up. Because we want to live in a neighborhood we want to live in, you know? We don't want to buy a house just to buy a house. You know, we want to buy a house in the neighborhood we want to live in. That makes sense. You know, we're, you know, I was coming from Argentina, basically, not really. I'd been here a few years, but, you know, inner city, you know, we were living in a pretty hip district out there in Buenos Aires. And so, you know, I didn't want to live out in the fucking farmlands here. You know what I mean? I don't mind farmlands. This is a different pace of life at the time, you know, so finally, you know, I was working and keeping an eye on things, and this house popped up on the market. Like they listed it at like 11 p.m. or something like that. So I literally, and I only lived a couple of miles away. So I got in my car and I came and kind of did a drive-by at night, you know, just minutes after it had been listed. And I was like, oh, let's write an offer before we even see it. So we wrote an offer before even seeing it. Cash over, asking price, wrote a letter, you know, a heartwarmed letter, did a little marketing, you know, and we were lucky enough to get it. It was a fucking battle. But if we didn't get this house, then we would have been out of the market, man. We would have been out of the market. It was like a last hope, and it was perfect. It ended up being perfect. So yeah, it sucks when your kids can't grow up. And that's why I don't want to move. You know what I mean? I don't want to move because this is like, so we're going to sell this house, which is probably worth a fortune now, you know, 10 years later. And it was crazy expensive back then, right? We're in kind of a nice little district. But like, just so that we can go buy another overpriced house. And then, you know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, right? You're like, oh yeah, we won big. You know, we sat here for 10 years. We earned all this equity. All right, now let's go buy another overpriced house and start from fucking square one. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like an upgrade, you know? So I hope we could just, you know, continue to stay here and remodel this house and do it that way. We'll see what life brings. There's always fucking curveballs. Apparently, you know, the economy shits itself every 10 years. So there's that. You guys see the pattern? If you're a baby boomer, man, if you're out there and you're a baby boomer, let me just tell you, you had it fucking good. Really good. All your cushy government jobs and pensions and social security income and fancy health insurance. They can't fire you without giving you 300 warnings and shit like that. But nowadays, man, you can't even, like now, you can't even get a fucking government job without getting the axe from Doge. Without fucking warning. They'll come in and axe you. Here's your severance. Peace out. Fuck, man. Back in the day, like in the baby boomers days, that wasn't a thing, man. Cushy government jobs. Everybody worked for the government. Everybody worked for the government. You know? Yeah, now it's just like, man, it's just like corporate is fucking horrible, man. Like, I'm over it. I was over it 10 years ago, apparently. No. So, like, not 10 years ago, but 7 years, 6 years? 6 years ago, I guess. 5 years ago, I don't remember. But it's just like, yeah, it's just fucking, it's tiring. It's exhausting. You know, because you have the corporate greed side of things, and then you have the economy shitting itself every 10 years. Between all of that, it's just like, it's fucking chaos out there. You know, kids are graduating from college with like, you know, 70, 80,000 in college debt, and then they can't get a job that pays them more than $19, $20 an hour, which sounds great, but it's not, because that'll barely cover your fucking car insurance. You know what I mean? Fuck. I hope so. I mean, I think that's what we need. We need a hard reset, man. You know? It's corrupt top to bottom, right? It's all fucked up, corrupt top to bottom. The rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer. The middle class is shrinking. You know? It's nasty out there. Yeah, right, P-Wolf? And so that's why I just got sick of pretending like it's oh yeah, you know, red, blue, vote for the right president, and you know, everything is gonna be fine. Fuck that shit. It's the same. It doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? Things might be good for a year or two, but it'll collapse on itself. You know, 8 years later from what that president did, you know, vice or whatever, right? Yeah, they're all in bed with the money. All of them. You know? I mean, that's the thing, you know, and that's some of the good stuff that comes out of Trump, because he appears to be wanting to unravel some of that. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know if I can ever really trust a billionaire. I trust people. You know what I mean? I trust people first, until they break that trust with me, if that makes sense. I'm a trusting person. You know, I don't have a reason to not trust people. But billionaires, I have reasons to not trust billionaires. Right from the get-go. You're a billionaire, don't trust you. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, you don't become billionaires without having to make some tough, hardcore decisions. I just believe that. I don't think there's too many, you know, not-for-profit, or how do you say, philanthropist billionaires that were philanthropists from the beginning, if that makes sense. They only get that way once they get super, super rich. But what they had to do there, they had to sell their souls to the Nazis, if that makes sense. You know what I'm talking about, you know? You know, they had to, you know, buy gold from the Nazis, which was stolen from the Jews, and murdered millions of people to get it. You know what I mean? Like, and then turned a blind eye. They had to turn a blind. I just don't believe there's too many honest ways to become a billionaire. I feel like that's kind of naive to think that. And that's the problem with having Musk. I don't have anything personal against Musk, but I just be like, hey, I'm not going to pretend this billionaire is going to be my fucking savior. Sorry. Just because he's a billionaire. His main motivation in his entire life has been money. Not jobs for Americans. Not to save lives, it's been money. You know what? Because you could tell, they get that way, right? You get that way. Like he had to be not just a billionaire, but he had to be the richest billionaire. You know what I mean? And so it's not that I don't agree with some of the stuff he's doing it. I just don't like that he's doing it. It's not political. It's that we have this billionaire tinkering around in our government who receives benefits from this same government. It's just like, oh, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it feels like it's, that whole within arm's reach. You shouldn't have your client auditing you, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because then they're going to give themselves a fucking discount or fire somebody who's investigating him, or you know what I mean? And you're never gonna fucking know. They're over there going, oh, but we're transparent. We have this website. You can go look it out. That's what the fuck. I mean, I'm not an idiot. There's so many shit. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. I don't even know what questions to ask you. So that website doesn't help me. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what kind of fucking corruption you're doing back there. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea even what the possibilities are, right? And then you get slammed for asking questions. Fucking slammed. You see those interviews with the press house secretary? I mean, you ask a question to them and they fucking slam you like you're some weird fake news journalist, leftist extremist, hate Trump. It's just like, Jesus Christ, sorry for asking the legitimate question. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? So yeah, that's crazy. But millionaires I trust. So if you're wondering, like, millionaires, if you were a millionaire auditing the government, I'd be okay with it. But if you're a billionaire, that's where I draw the line. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. We're like right there, right? I mean, look at this statement. Look at that statement, right? Like, you're not even allowed to have it. It's not like an intelligent dialogue you're having there, Mr. Earp. It's just bullshit. Too bad. It's just like, oh, wow. Love the intelligence behind your statements there. Thanks for the quality conversation. And appreciate hearing your thoughts. That's the way it is, right? It's not even political. We're not talking politics here. I honestly though, I don't like talking politics and gaming. It's about, I like talking about news and like interesting stuff that's happening, but leave the like, you're blue, I'm red, you're blue thing out of it. Like, I mean, you can love Trump and think he does stupid shit too. You can love Barack Obama and think he did stupid shit too. You know what I mean? That's okay. It's okay to be a Republican and still not always agree with everything Republicans do. We're not puppets. And so the reason why I like to leave politics out of the channel is because it tends to get to this whole divided thing instead of just having a healthy conversation. Because communication breaks down because people get emotionally attached to, what's the word I'm looking for? Ideology, like abortion, for example. It's just like, I'm sorry, Grumpy, You know, are you having an abortion right now? Like, why are you so fucking emotional about the abortion thing right now, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has nothing it is not going to impact you personally. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm just picking something up. It doesn't have to be abortion or whatever, but you know what I mean? And because people get so attached to, you know, is ideology the right word I'm looking for here? But like, you know what I mean? The communication breaks down and people can't talk, and it's just like, fuck you, you're an idiot, you're a troll, you're stupid, you're smart, you know, you're a woke left, all the keywords start coming out, right? Woke, leftist, Zionist, Israeli Free Palestinian, like it's, you know, all this shit gets thrown out there, and it's just like, oh, well, I guess we can't talk about relevant topics, that shit that's happening today, because it's interesting. You know what I mean? All that stuff is interesting. It's really interesting conversations that we should be able to have, because, you know, we're here together, we're a community, and we like talking about, you know, what games are launching today and how stupid that Snow White movie is, and I can't believe that Rachel Ziegler's big ass mouth can ruin an entire movie. Those are interesting topics. It doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't really have to be political. You know what I mean? But as soon as it goes there, or if it's walking the line, or if politics are involved, if somebody makes a politics, and all of a sudden the communication breaks down and it doesn't become fun and interesting anymore, it becomes a fucking chore. You know? But that's one thing. And then the other thing is, like, if it bothers people a lot, or if it's something where people get riled up on, you know, like, or you know how, you know, like personalities. Some people deal with a lot of shit and have a lot of things that have affected them in life. You know what I mean? And maybe they carry a chip on their shoulder everywhere they fucking go. You know what I mean? But don't bring that shit here. Not to this channel. Go bring it to another channel. The chip on your shoulder. There's guys that cover the Division 2 that have big fucking chips on their channels, and you know who they are. The Debbie Downers, right? They cover this channel and they're pissed off at the world. They hate everybody. Fuck you if you don't like my opinion. Those channels exist, and you are welcome there. You know what I mean? They love that shit. They track that shit. It's a fucking vacuum sound deflection board. Everybody's agreeing with each other, and it's all hate talk. You know what I mean? And so those channels do exist, you know what I mean? But for here, it's just like, leave your bullshit. I'm not talking to anybody particularly here, by the way. But I'm just kind of like, you know, let's just all leave our shit at the door, because we're here to basically pretend none of that shit's happening, right? We're here to escape in our virtual little dollar flu plague world. You know what I mean? You know, whatever this is, you know, whatever game we're playing, you know what I mean? We're here to, you know, and so that's why it's annoying when you're playing with somebody and they bring their bullshit into the game. It's just like, oh, this is exhausting. I'm playing this game so I don't have to deal with that bullshit, because I had to deal with that bullshit from 9 to 5 all fucking day. I was dealing with people's bullshit, and I don't want to go play a game and deal with people's bullshit, you know? I'm not saying we can't bullshit, you know what I mean? But like, you know, and people have different kinds of bullshit, you know what I mean? That's why it's just like, hey, let's just check that shit at the door, you know, leave the chip on the floor. Let's fucking grind it out, you know? It's cool how games can bring different folks from different strokes together, right? To take down the fucking hyenas. What's up, bitches? On fire with microwave coils, exactly. What's up, Golden? Golden, we're just talking shit. Just downloading for the day. What were we talking about anyways? How did we get on the billionaire subject? Housing prices, yes. No, you didn't get me going. We're just talking shit. Housing prices and market crashes. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Is that how, like, I was saying, like, isn't it interesting, like, every 10 years, like in my lifetime, it seems like every 10 years the economy goes complete shit. It's almost like clockwork. It's almost like clockwork. Since I've been a working adult, we had the first devastating economical turmoil thing was the housing bubble. The original one, what was that, 2006, basically? Oh yeah, that's what you were saying. Did you say that you bought your house in 2006 or 16? Oh, you bought yours in 2006. Wow. Okay, you did say 2006. I was thinking 16 because that's when I bought mine, was 2015. Because 2015 was another peak, right? It was another peak. And then there was another one, right? Another one happened 10 years later. Inflation caught up with everything. It was a slaughter fest. Yeah, the refactor set is sick. It's good, man. It's probably the best skill build in the game for just general skill building. It's good for solo. It's good for team. It's not the strongest skill build, but it's strong enough to do legendary. And what else do you need? You know? Because none of those other skill builds that you can make, if you decide to go stronger, are not going to provide the level of healing that build has. And that's fucking amazing healing, man. It's amazing healing. But you just need to have two skills that are always putting up damage. So for the most part, that's going to be your turret and drone. But an explosive turret also works pretty well. We got to remember to do the fire turret with that and see how that works out. But it's actually pretty good. Yeah, really good. You know what was crazy? I was in real estate back then. So yeah, I had a real estate company and a mortgage company back in the early 2000s. I basically started it like pretty fresh out of college. I was young. We had 50 employees, 2 offices. We were popping. The market was busy. And we were getting it from both sides, real estate and the mortgages, you know. It was good times. But where it hurt was, so I owned businesses with employees. My main source of revenue was from real estate and mortgages, and all my investments were in real estate. So I had like 10 properties, rentals for the most part, a couple of spec properties. And so when the market crashed, I took the hit from every fucking angle you could imagine, right? There's nothing left, right? There's no angle left. And, you know, everything kind of worked out. You know, obviously lost a lot of the business. You know, we had to shrink it until it made sense. And then I was still doing decent. People were still buying houses. There was a lot of foreclosure stuff or short sales, which was really fucking annoying. And so I was making good money. And then at one point I was just like, you know what? I was like, this is not what I got into the business for. I don't want to do this shit. You know? Yeah, it was. Yeah, the regulations were fucking horrible. I mean, I saw it firsthand, bro. I saw it firsthand. The mortgages that we were getting through were insane, bro. Insane. Criminal. So back then they had a, I mean, they have versions of it now, but back then it was more aggressive. But they had no income loans, which means that you can apply and get a mortgage almost to 100%, if not 100%, depending of your home price. So if you're going to buy it for 100,000, they'll give you a loan for 100,000 with a good interest rate, and no proof of income was needed to show. You did not have to show proof of income. So you could have been making zero money, $0, and they'll give you that loan. That's fucking insane, bro. And so what was happening is people were over leveraging, right? They were buying investment properties, pretending they were going to be primary residences, and and because they already had a house, there was ways to like work the system. There was really easy ways to work the system. You could like have your grandma deposit the money 2 months before you were going to get the mortgage. So if you knew the rules, you could play around it, because the money only had to be in your bank, had to be seasoned for 2 months. So although they weren't checking your income, they were checking your reserves to make sure you had at least a couple of months worth of mortgage payments in the bank to qualify for that loan. And so you could ask grandma or borrow it from a credit card or something, right? And kind of play the windows, the timing windows, and a lot of people would do that. A lot of people would do that. It was insane. And interest rates were low. Housing prices were about right. So there was no income. There were some loans what we did was all you had to do was write your fucking name on the application. There were some loans like that. And that was how bad it would be. That's what the bank, they just wanted to get money out there, right? So they kept taking out the barriers of entry. So they kept removing them. It kept getting easier and easier to get mortgages. I mean, fucking nuts. And then when everything collapsed, they bailed out the banks, and those guys took a vacation and gave themselves a raise and bought a new private jet. And everybody else lost their homes. Yeah, and when there's blood in the streets, buy more real estate. So that was an awesome time to go around and buy a bunch of real estate, right? Everybody lost their homes. You go and buy it for pennies on the dollar. Big transition of wealth. But yeah, I remember some of those loans are crazy, man. Some of those loans are crazy. You can still do some of that stuff, but it was just all so credit driven. All you needed was decent credit, and you could do anything, It doesn't even exist. None of that exists. Credit's not real. Equity's not real. You have to believe it for it to be real. Isn't that crazy? Because one day you had 100,000 in equity, the next day you owed the bank 100,000. So you had a 200,000. How do you say? Pivot. That's crazy, right? One day you had 100,000 in equity, the next day you owed the bank 100,000 in equity. That's a $200,000 swing. That's fucking insane, because it didn't exist. You know what I mean? Cash the fuck out is all I gotta say, and then turn that cash to gold. America, fuck yeah. Anyways, good stuff, folks. I better go because I got some editing to do. But yeah, so I'm not sure what time we will stream tomorrow, but we will be streaming tomorrow. We're gonna go to our regular account tomorrow and see what's up with this April Foolio stuff, and then we'll transition back into at some point we'll break that stream and switch over to the newbie stream, because I got to get through this so that we can figure out what's gonna be in that video. I got to get that video out. So make bullets. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging with me. Catch you later.